It's Top Models of the Midwest. Brought to you by Midwest Model Agency. Today's top model is Sloane. Sloane lives in central Iowa. Now, as your host, it's my job to fill up 14 and a half minutes of airtime, except for the commercial. I think there's a 30-second commercial. I got 14 minutes to talk and keep you entertained while we look at Sloane, at her photo shoots, at her video, at how great she is. It's easy to see why Sloane has gotten work early and quickly as a model for her agency. Now here is Sloane on the steps. This was a photo shoot called Sloane on the Steps. There is a video out there as well on YouTube. If you look up Sloane on the Steps. She's so great to work with. She's gorgeous. She's got that flaming red hair, beautiful hair. She keeps it in wonderful condition. She looks great in this outfit. The thing about Sloane is she lives in a small apartment with 14 ferrets. The ferrets have different names. She uses the names of the dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in a combination of the biblical, the disciples. So there's Paul, and then there's Sleepy, and then there's John, and there's Grumpy. And if you believe that story, thank you very much for believing it, but it's not true. I'm just trying to fill space as we talk about Sloane and her perfect nose, her long neck, her strong jaw, and her stunning looks. Sloane is so great to work with. We got calls right away as soon as we signed Sloane. Yes, I am part of the agency, so let's just let that little secret out of the bag. But I am in charge of this video to make sure that I fill up 14 and a half minutes, 14 minutes because of the commercial break for Venus Hoops. Now, Sloane got signed, and Sloane, right away we try to get the model into the studio and work on their portfolio. Sloane is easy to work with. She's very fun. Sloane was brought to us by another model that is a friend of hers. I do not have a top model video for that model, although you may see her in the commercial break for Venus Hoops, by the way. Okay, now here we turn the color back on for the video, and you can see her red hair. We enhanced it a bit for this video, but yeah, it's really red, and I don't believe she dyes her hair. This is natural red. She might highlight it, but it's got natural highlights as well. And here you can see it's got some wave to it. It's just, so what's great is when you work with Sloane, you tie her hair up, she looks gorgeous. You let her hair natural, look at that beautiful hair. You straighten it, again, you could do anything with her hair and it looks amazing. Now look at that shot, the side shot, the profile, the eyebrows and the eyes and the nose, the lips, the jaw, the long neck. These are things that I looked for, that I grew up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, reading fashion magazines because I had a lot of sisters, and my best friend, Tim, had a lot of sisters, and we all had fashion magazines. We didn't have the internet. And so we had Sports Illustrated magazine, we had Bazaar, we had Vogue, Cosmopolitan, although not crazy about a lot of the magazines this day. There's not a whole lot of substance there. The best part of those fashion magazines was the advertising. It was the photography. And growing up, I would look for people like Sloane to draw. And I have not drawn Sloane. It would be fun to commission an artist to draw Sloane. Here she is on a recent photo shoot. And it was overcast a little bit. So it actually kind of helped. It was really dark. It was a little stormy out for this shoot. And so I think that's why she brought the umbrella. The photographer brought the umbrella along. But then they ended up opening up the umbrella and getting some wonderful shots. And I had the wonderful opportunity to get some video and photos of this shoot. And later, some of these pictures were turned into canvas-style photos for this photographer, who's just very good. I've seen her work now. The photographer is fantastic. But as you can see from the video, keeping her face hidden for her privacy. Now here's Sloane back at the studio. When we get a model in that we really like, we try to take care of their portfolio, make sure they understand, hey, runway shows, this is something you can do. You're tall, you're lean, they're going to want you in the show. Now, every runway show is different. Every runway show, there's going to be a coordinator, and there's going to be a pace, and there's going to be a way they want you to walk. So if you're an aspiring model and you're trying to figure out what is the best runway video, it's a crapshoot, because whoever's in charge of the runway will tell you how they want you to walk. So don't worry about it. Walking a runway is very simple. It's more about pacing and where you're going to stop and pose, okay? Don't worry so much. Just don't wave your arms around a lot and you'll be fine. Okay, here's Sloane at the clamshell shoot. This is a stage with a big clamshell behind it for sound, so it's excellent for music. So here she is in this beautiful blue dress with this white shawl, this sheer shawl, and there's going to be at the end of this video, there is a slideshow that shows Sloane some great shots and different angles. The lighting here was really good. Okay, so we do not have direct light. What we have is this huge canopy behind her, and I'm out in front of the stage taking her photos, taking her video, and so the light is light all coming from the sky and the ground towards her, but the sun is behind the clamshell, and so we're getting this very beautiful, unique light. And the pictures, I think you'll agree, they look great. And Sloane really looks. We'll be right back with Top Models of the Midwest. VenusHoops.com. Venus Hoops. Order your Venus Hoops today. Earrings. Welcome back to Top Models of the Midwest. I'm your host, and we are here today with Sloane, talking about Sloane. Sloane in a catsuit. This is a full body suit, and I believe in this photo shoot that we had to duct tape the back of the suit because the suit is kind of big, and she has a very tiny waist, so we had to try to get it to hug her a little bit there in the middle. And that's the great thing about duct tape is you can it comes in very handy for photo shoots. Now look at she's looking straight onto the camera. Did you see that? Her jaw and how straight her eyes and her nose are, how the symmetry there. It's amazing. What a great model. And she's just wonderful to work with. We're just grateful to be working with Sloane. Now, as I continue to ramble on and fill up these 14 minutes of this photo shoot, now we're headed for a slideshow any second now. It's coming. Oh, look when she pulls the hair back. Now she can wear her hair on top. She can tie it on top. A lot of versatility there. So we're looking forward to the slideshow. And thanks for being with us today as I ramble on. Here we go. I'm going to be quiet while the slide. No, this is not the slideshow. It's still video. Had me fooled. I'm really excited about the slideshow because I took the photos. The photos turned out so well. As she was posing, I was doing my best to keep up with her in the clamshell shoot. And here we're just about there, I think. Nope, we're just not quite there. What do we look for in a model? Now the industry is going to tell you they want certain measurements, and that's only sort of true. It's helpful for catalog style modeling, but for almost any other type of modeling, measurements don't necessarily mean anything. Measurements are a way to list the model. You do want to know what the measurements are, but if someone looks great, their measurements don't matter. Their height doesn't matter. It's sort of an industry joke, really. But yes, in the past, you had to have a 23-inch waist, which is, of course, not healthy for most people to have that tiny of a waist and be 5'8". Not healthy at all, and a little ridiculous. And so they would tie their waists and squeeze them. That's not healthy to do. And so really at 6 foot tall, Sloane, I think her waist is proportionate. So someone who's 5'1", you might have a 22-inch waist, But someone who's 6 foot tall, you're going to have a 26-inch waist, 27-inch. If you're 5'1" and you have a 26-inch waist, that's not going to work. Not for most catalog modeling. That doesn't mean you can't get catalog modeling shoots as a plus size model, but a plus size model has to have a much larger waist. If you're 5'8", you have to have a very wide waist, much more than 25, 26 inches. Okay, here's Sloane at the park, doing some more shots with her photographers, and I'm just doing my best to try to get some good behind-the-scenes shots here with Sloane. This is a nice outfit, I think. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to see all of the pictures, all the results that they got. But it was really neat to see what they're doing as opposed to what I do back at the studio. This is just a quick shot of Sloane back at the studio as we're preparing for the runway photos. And she has done some runway already at a bridal show. And it's time for the slideshow. Let's watch. Well, I hope you'll agree that slideshow was awesome. The pictures of Sloane turned out very well. Here we are back at the park as I have one camera set up, and I'm holding a second camera in my hand. So that's my Nikon on the stand, and I'm holding the Panasonic. That's what I'm using to record the video of the video. And now I'm trying to think of something funny and clever to say to fill up these 14 minutes, but really, the proof's in the pudding. If you are a client and you are in Miami, New York, LA, Midwest is where we grow the models. People like Sloane. She is a top model. She's a top model in the Midwest. Thanks for watching Top Models of the Midwest. This is your host, David, signing off. Have a great day. Top Models of the Midwest. MidwestModel.us. Brought to you by Midwest Model Agency.
Midwest Model Studios.